Good morning. It is morning. Sun's going to come over the house in just a minute, and it'll probably be too bright for me to continue talking, but I wanted to do this outside today. My topic today is stress eating. Seems like a good topic. And wanting comfort food. I was going to do a talk about that anyway, because I have some thoughts on it that kind of came to me. But more people than usual might be stressed out right now. Let's just say maybe this time of the year can do it to people. Upcoming holidays. But everyone goes through stress anyway, all through our lives. Trauma. Worse than trauma sometimes. And so how do we deal with it? I've been thinking a lot about that over the last several days. And I want to make a couple of points. The chickens in the background, and I've had people complain about the sound of my clocks in the background, the sound of the dogs in the background, the sound of the running water from our pond. You know what? This is my world. And those sounds actually give me comfort. And I've decided to embrace those things that give me comfort. Even my silly cuckoo clock gives me comfort. That's one of the girls. She's trying to get my attention. She's had enough of my attention this morning. They do give me comfort. So over the last week, I've been able to deal with stress and what would be seen as a bit of depression without turning to food. This is a very major accomplishment for me. And I'm going to encourage anyone who turns to food to deal with stress and to find comfort to rethink that strategy. It's deeply ingrained in us. We've all done it. There is even comfort food. People, you don't even have to ask. Usually it's going to be something like mac and cheese or mashed potatoes or fried chicken or meatloaf or whatever, apple pie, ice cream. So comfort food, let's think about this. Do we actually feel comforted if we eat food that we shouldn't be eating after it's over? I'm going to tell you a story. Several years ago, my most recent weight loss, as of this morning, I'm still at my same new low, so it's 91.4 pounds since I started keto. I still want to lose 9.3 more. And FYI, I'm happy to say I didn't really bump up over the last week, even with eating out eating at the homes of very good friends, and I'll tell you about that meal too. So, but this is not my first time doing low carb. I did it in college. I did it in I want to say I started probably around 2003. And I lost weight. It wasn't keto. It was just low carb. So the effects were similar, but not as dramatic. The piece being there, I was still avoiding a lot of foods that we're told to avoid. And I was not eating only when hungry. But I lost about 50 pounds. Everything was great. Even in a work environment. At that point, I was working in corporate America for a brief time, and this was where they bring in the donuts and the bagels every morning before conference calls. You sit around the table and you have donuts and bagels, and at lunch they bring in croissant, and at dinner they bring in pizza. Not every single day, but a regular basis. So it was a challenge. Well, I would avoid the bagels and the croissant, and if they brought in pizza, I would scrape off the toppings and eat the cheese and pepperoni. The people around me were amazed that I was losing weight and eating like that. What they saw was me eating cheese and pepperoni. They didn't see that they were also eating cheese and pepperoni, but the crust as well. So they saw what I was doing was crazy. Anyway, so I lost the weight. Great success. Unfortunately, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I remember it very clearly. And it was my second diagnosis of cancer. I had been diagnosed with a separate form of invasive cancer when I was a young person, pregnant with our third child. So that was very dramatic. So I was a little irritated about the breast cancer diagnosis. And I was sitting, so I was trying to deal with that and making plans, you know, I had to make appointments to see what was going to happen and all that. And this one morning they brought in bagels. And this young woman who was on my team, it knew that I was eating low carb. I mean, they really kind of thought it was crazy, and faddish. But she knew I was doing it and having success, and she was asking me about it. So we're sitting around getting ready for the conference call. A big platter of bagels, cream cheese. So as we're waiting for people to come in, I'm, of course, stunned, not happy. And in comes people, and I'm sitting there looking at the bagels. And this woman looks at me and says, Casey, why are you looking at the food like that? And I said, I think I want to have a bagel. She said, don't do it. Don't do it. You've come so far. I think I want a bagel. Don't do it, she says. I said, I think I want to have a daggum bagel. I'm ticked. And I want a bagel, dadgummit. Don't do it. And I reached over and I got a bagel. And I ate the bagel. And I will tell you, it was very much like falling off a wagon. I emotionally cascaded downward and my weight cascaded upward. So instead of the treatment they wanted to give me, I appended the treatment for the cancer, adding in mashed potatoes and tequila. And I put on weight. I put on 35 pounds in about a breath. I was trying to get comfort from a bagel and mashed potatoes. At the end of the day, I still had cancer. I got no comfort. I put on 35 pounds, which took me until I started keto to be able to lose that and then more. Sorry about that. I really like my iPhone and it takes good videos, but there's a flaw in it in my estimation. It doesn't let you know when it has stopped recording. Either storage gets too full or battery's worn out or whatever. So I just kept on talking and all my pearls of wisdom were lost into the air because they didn't record. So let me see if I can re-get my train of thought. Oh, and by the way, if you notice Piper having fun in the back behind me, that was a stuffed animal, not an actual animal that she was tossing about. Okay, so to recapture, I didn't have any comfort from the bagels. I put on the weight. I didn't get better. I just got fatter. And I had to have the same treatment anyway. And those of you who follow my videos know the breast cancer came back anyway 5 years later. So, bummer. So, my whole point of this is we need to find other tools when we need comfort, when we need stress release, when we've been traumatized. And we're all going to go through trauma and stress and often depression of some sort. Now, I'm going to tell you that if I was not keto adapted, it's okay. I'm refilming the end.
Did I miss you?
Nope, not any more than anything else does. My lovely mate who's working from home today in the workshop just came in, so where was I? Well, this is a perfect example. Life goes on no matter what. Some people are into stress every single day. And if we are going to use stress as a reason to eat food that we know is not good for us, then we'll never get anywhere. We have to get out of that mode. Thanks. Sorry. This video is a perfect metaphor for what we need to do. You know, the original saying, keep calm and carry on, which is a very serious, hopeful saying from World War II, when people really did need to carry on, when things really were awful. It's been, you know, kind of trivialized, keep calm and eat bacon, or keep calm and do jumping jacks or whatever. But we really do need to keep calm and carry on. And we don't have to do that with food. Oh, for heaven's sake, there goes the grandfather clock. I bet I'm going to get a bunch of people unsubscribing from me. So when you, I'm not going to redo this again, I'm sorry. So when you feel you're stressed out and you really want a plate of mashed potatoes or ice cream or mac and cheese or a peanut butter sandwich, see if there's anything else you can look to for comfort. Because honestly, you're not going to feel comforted. You will for that moment that you're eating, maybe. But that's really, you're being medicated. Medicated. And think of it this way, that medication comes with side effects. It can come with not only weight gain, but feeling gross. And it can raise your triglycerides and lower your HDL and raise your blood sugar. And for those of us who have been positively impacted by the ketogenic diet and having our mood stabilized, you don't want to mess with that. If I was not keto adapted, the stressors of the last week really might have put me into a spiral. So I'm grateful. So my way of carrying on is going to be doing everything as positively as I can. Putting out positive vibes into the universe. Making these videos helps me. I appreciate people indulging me. I hope you can hear them over all the noise. The saw is going right now. My husband's table saw. Keep calm and carry on no matter what your stressor is. Reach out to a friend. Go for a walk. Meditate. Read a book. Volunteer. Do something positive for somebody else. Get out of your own head. That's what I'm going to try to do. Thank you for listening. Sorry for this ultimately disjointed video. I'll try to do better next time. Thanks.